If you're feeling overwhelmed right now and that you have way too much to do and not enough time and energy to do it, then stay tuned, because in this video, I'm going to show you my 5-step process for dissolving overwhelm, clearing your mind, finding your focus, and moving forward so that you can achieve your goals. Before we dive in, take a moment to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell notification so that you receive updates every time I post a video that helps you to create an extraordinary life. Now, step number 1 is to simply write everything down. In other words, what you're going to do is you're going to start out by doing a bit of a brain dump. You're going to take out a blank piece of paper and you're going to literally write down everything that's currently on your plate and on your mind. See, when we become overwhelmed, it's usually because we've overcommitted our energy. In other words, we've got our energy going in too many different directions at the same time. And the first step to taking control of this is to first do a stock take of where our energy and time are actually going. So what you're going to do is you're going to, on that blank piece of paper, literally write down every single thing that you're doing on a daily basis. Write down all of the projects that you're involved in, all of the things that you're working on, all the things that you're currently committed to in the next couple of months. So I want you to just do a brain dump. Now, this process alone is going to be powerful because it's going to enable you to not only see exactly why you're so overwhelmed, but it's going to also have you appreciate yourself for how much you've actually taken on. This alone is going to take it out of your mind and put it down onto paper. Quantifying this will be huge. So dive in and get this first step done. Do that brain dump, write down everything that you've currently committed to. Step number 2 is to take a step back. So once you've written down your list of everything that's currently on your mind and on your plate, what I want you to do is literally walk away from that list and go and take a small break. Now, it's my guess that while you've been crazy trying to be, Superwoman or Superman and taking on so much, it's probable that you've neglected yourself a little bit. So you're probably in the need for some self-care, some time out, and just some full-on rest and relaxation, rest and recover time to regroup your energy. So I want to encourage you to schedule in at least 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 6 hours. If you can do a whole day, that's great as well, just to allow yourself to rest and reset. So you might go and schedule a massage, you might stay in bed and watch Netflix all day, whatever it is that recharges you, I want you to do that. Take that step back. It's going to allow the dust to settle. You've already got everything on paper, so don't worry, the world will not fall apart if you take a little time out. But you really do need to breathe, because if you're running around with cortisol and stress, it's going to be a lot harder for you to start to tackle what is on that list. So I promise you, very important step. Please do not skip this. Step number 2, take a step back. Step number 3 is to identify your top priority. So you're going to return to your list after having taken a step back, and you're now going to look at this list objectively. You're going to trust your intuition, and you're going to select the most important thing that you can possibly focus on. So out of everything that you're committed to, everything that's currently on your plate, I want you to pick one. What is the most important thing that you can put your energy and time into right now that is going to change the rest of your life? Now, this is going to take a little bit of thought potentially. You may look at this list and immediately just know by looking at it, going, you know what? This is where I need to put my energy. But it may take a little bit of thought. If you're not 100% sure, start thinking about, where are you at in your life right now? What are you trying to accomplish next? And then from that point, quickly identify where your energy needs to go. Now, this may be something that is more personal. Like if you've gone through a tough personal event recently, like a breakup or a loss of a loved one, your most important priority might be to take a day or a couple of days just to process that event, to have some time for healing. Or it may be a more professionally oriented priority. So maybe you're launching a new program in your business, you're finishing your next round of studies. Be specific and choose that priority for yourself. This is about self-care. This is about acknowledging what it is that matters the most. Don't be afraid to admit that. You want to make sure that your energy is going into what truly matters. So go ahead and look at that list and select for yourself the top priority, the most important thing that you can do next to create the life that you want. Comment below this video to let me know what is your number one priority in your life right now. Declare it to yourself, declare it to the world. I would absolutely love to hear from you. Let me know, what are you the most focused on in your life right now? Step number 4 is to say no. Now, when we feel overwhelmed, it's usually feedback to tell us that we've said yes to too many things and that we're expecting ourselves unrealistically to be able to do more than is actually possible in a short period of time. This is why step 4 is so important. It's time for you to let go of the things that really don't serve you in the long run, or to push some things back through time. This is all about letting go so you can re-experience your flow. So what I want you to do is look at your list and have a look at everything else that you didn't circle as your highest priority. And I want you to ask yourself, what could I say no to? In other words, maybe there's an event that you were planning to go to that really deep down you know it wasn't really for you. Maybe you can say no to that. Possibly there's a project that you've been involved in that you need to shelve or just gracefully withdraw yourself from. You're going to know what this is. When you look at your list, you'll say, honestly, I don't really need to do that. Now, the other thing that you can do is push some things back through time. So it's not always about declining something completely or letting go of it forever. It can also be about just readjusting your expectations by pushing some of your projects and your goals back through time. See, sometimes we overwhelm ourselves by thinking that it should only take this much time to achieve something, when realistically it's going to take this much time. And it creates stress for us, like stress and tension. So what you can do is have a look at your list and say, you know what, I could actually push that back to next week. And this one could actually be pushed back to next month. And ask yourself, when is this really going to be important? Is it something that absolutely has to be done now? Or is it something that I could push back to the next quarter, even the next year? I've seen clients do that, where they actually just readjust their focus a little bit. And there's inevitably a point where you breathe again. So you'll feel the sense of relief. You'll go, oh, okay, now I can function. That's what we're looking for. That tipping point where relaxation starts to kick in, that lets us know that you've now pulled your system out of that fight, flight, anxiety, cortisol response back into a state of flow. This is what we're looking for. So go through and complete this exercise. Circle everything on that list that you can let go of completely. Now that you have your top priority, things that you can say no to, and just be honest with yourself, be true to yourself. You already know what it is that truly matters and what it is that doesn't. So just go through that list item at a time and circle out all those things that you can let go of to create your own flow. Step number 5 is to schedule in your priorities. So now that you've written your big list, you've taken a breath, you've identified your top priority, and you've let go of things that don't matter, it's time to schedule in the most important thing for you to work on. This means taking your calendar out, looking at how your time is currently being spent, and reorganizing it so that you've got ample time to focus on that priority. Now, I love a tool that I call time blocking, and you may have heard of this before, where you essentially block time in your diary to work on what matters. And during that time, you don't do anything else. You don't allow yourself to get distracted. You give your whole self and your whole focus to that task. Now, this is by far my number one tool for productivity, is being able to say, I'm going to spend this 2 hours doing this. And during that time, don't do anything else. Stick to priority. The people who achieve the most, who achieve the best results in life, doesn't matter what field they're in, whether they're a business owner or they're an athlete, doesn't matter what industry they're in. They're the ones that make the time for the highest priority actions. So be one of those individuals. I know you have something amazing inside of you that you want to create, a goal that you want to achieve. The only way you're ever going to reach that is if you keep pushing back gently on the world around you and really dedicating your time and energy to what matters. So open up your calendar. Let's block in that time for you to work on the thing that matters most, that which brings you results, meaning, and reward of every kind into your life. Go ahead, good luck, and I look forward to hearing about how you found your new flow and shifted from overwhelm into focus. It's my mission to help you live the most extraordinary life possible. So go ahead and download my free gift, which is my 21-page Dream Life Planner template. It will help you to set your goals, clarify your purpose, and document your dreams and your intentions in the 7 areas of life. All you have to do to make it yours is follow the link in the video description. Be sure to subscribe, like this video, comment, and share this with anyone that you know is currently feeling really overwhelmed and needs some help to regain that sense of calm and balance in their life.